Welcome to Learning Unit number 5, Improving Joy in Work. I always am amazed how quickly we go through these learning units. So thank you for keeping up and for working hard. And we know, as Maya Angelou said, as a nurse, we have the opportunity to heal the mind, soul, heart, and body of our patients. I would also state that we have the opportunity to heal our own mind, soul, heart, and body. So Maya Angelou, the poet, was not a nurse. I had to look it up. It's like I was surprised that this was one of her statements, but she had family members who were, and she spoke very positively always about nursing. So anyways, let's move along. You're watching this video, and as far as what we're doing, we're continuing with our 3 good things journaling and relational gratitude practice. And we're really looking at the literature that demonstrates a direct link between healthy work environments, which we're calling having joy in work, and patient safety and quality of care. We're also looking at joy in work as having a direct impact on patients' experience, quality of care, patient safety, and organizational performance. So based on the evidence that we're looking at, we can further explore strategies, and we're going to further explore strategies that nurse leaders and educators can take to enhance the joy and work of the staff and the students that they lead. So as we go through, I'm going to walk us through the specific learning assignments and assessments that we have. You can read the learning outcomes. But the one thing I want to remind you is that the resiliency praxis assignment that we reviewed yesterday is due at the end of next week. So we're going to have some time to work on that in next week, but feel free to be moving along and starting your organization of that and having your questions ready and who you're going to be interviewing, etc. So for the readings of this week and the videos, I've tried to keep it a little bit shorter than usual, quite a bit shorter than usual, actually. So we're looking at just a couple of pages in the IHI framework for improving joy in work. We're looking at pages 4 to 15. But as I note when you click on, if you want to print out the whole document, know that it's numerous pages, but we are going to use some more, we are going to read through and look at more of this document in another learning unit. So, but we're starting just with these pages. And then there is joy in nursing. I found this to be, it came from New Zealand, yes, and it's very recent, but I just thought it was a pretty neat editorial. And there isn't 5 pages of content, a lot of pictures in here, but there were some gems. You know, there were just some comments that really made sense to me. So please take a moment to read through it, because while it's in a different country, it really does apply to nursing internationally. And then there is a video on the joy and well-being of healthcare leaders, a very short, I think it's only a 2 minutes, 3 minutes video. So that's all that's within this this folder. So that's really very little compared to what I usually cram in a folder, but I tried to get rid of everything that I thought was more optional and more need to know is included in this. Then, because you do have your readings in Wonder Drug, and please recall it's 11, 13, and 14. I did not make a mistake. I did not put 12. I did not require readings of chapter 12 at all through this. So, or did we look at 12 earlier? My apologies, but it is not, you do not have to look at 12 right now. So 11, 13, and 14 are the chapters I'm asking everybody to review. And then we have the discussion board. Let's look at that. So based on the readings that you had and the IHI framework for improving joy in work, which is an older document, please know this did come out in 2019, but it remains as important, I believe, today as it did when it came out, and perhaps even more so. And again, only pages 4 to 15, but based on our readings, both of them highlight the powerful impact of compassion, connection, and supportive environments in both healthcare and educational settings. We know that the IHI framework encourages leaders and educators to begin by asking what matters to you instead of just what's the matter, and partnering with others to remove barriers that interfere with joy in work. So for this discussion board, choose either a clinical setting or an educational setting, depending on your practice. You can, if you are involved in both, then choose one or the other and respond to the following. The application of the IHI framework. Describe how you would apply this approach with a targeted group of nurses or nursing students. So how could you apply the IHI framework? And in your response, explain how you would learn what matters to this group, what matters to them. Identify barriers that can impact and affect their experience. And what would you do to collaborate with them to implement one change that would be doable for you as an educator or leader that strengthens connection, compassion, or joy in work? It doesn't have to be earth-shattering. It just, just one change. We know through the readings if we do something small that we can actually make a change in, it makes a significant difference. And then to also integrate compassion science. So you're going to draw on ideas or research from the Wonder Drug chapters to explain how compassion and meaningful human connection could influence the success of your approach in your chosen setting. So you can see you can combine these two responses. You don't have to separate them out, and there is no reply required for this week. So along with that, you have your 3 good things journaling and 3 times a week, and your relational gratitude practice. I'm getting tears in my eyes just thinking of some of your notes of thanks. So that's it. But remember, next learning unit, you will be submitting your resilience praxis assignment, which is your interview that you have been thinking about and working on. So have a great week, and I'll be talking to you soon.